What's up, YouTube? FD White, aka Crypto Funds, back with another episode of Crypto Funds Invest. Welcome to the channel. Today we have a very special guest talking about a very, very special subject. One that has not really garnered a lot of attention lately, but we both believe that this will be the next run. So without further ado, let's jump into the video and let's bring up to the stage Mr. Steve Flynn. It's been a long time coming. Thank you for coming on the channel, Steve.
Yeah, FD, we've been trying to do this for a while, and I got to be honest with you, I am honored to be part of your crypto YouTube journey. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That's one thing it is a journey, because I started in the bear market, and then, it was hard. I wanted to quit and quit, but, a lot of people, a lot of bigger YouTubers started to gravitate towards me, so it kind of gave me a little bit more motivation to keep going. But yeah, man, thank you for coming on, man. It's been a long time coming. You're very knowledgeable in the NFT world, in the whole space in general. But, me and you, we've been vibing, talking about NFTs. We've been vibing, talking about a lot of metaverse projects and whatnot. But today I really want to focus on NFTs. With the market booming like this, everything is seeming like it's pumping. Everything is seeming like it's going. What sector hasn't really went yet? What sector is kind of like the forgotten stepchild? And we both think NFTs is the forgotten stepchild right now, but we both think it's going to do something. And I'll let you take over, man. First and foremost, let the people know who you are, how you got into crypto, your journey down that rabbit hole, because we all go down it. Just a quick summary of how you got in and how you got started.
So I started in crypto by not starting in crypto. We all have the Bitcoin early story. My sons wanted me to buy a couple of miners, I think around 11 or 12, 2013 at the most. And it was in the middle of winter. I had no money. And if I would have charged those two miners, I think $3,500 on my credit card, my wife would have divorced me. So, of course, we regret not doing that, obviously. So always had my eye on Bitcoin and then cryptocurrency. And then around 2020, I started seeing some things. I thought, okay, I'm going to get involved in this. So I think I got in around spring of 2020. Okay. Like you, it was hot. I was watching videos. I was watching Moon Boys. I was watching Diamond Handers. And I wasn't watching the right people. And I wrote it up and I wrote it down. And but during that time, I got into NFTs as well. So I started off with Ethereum, and then I realized that these guys are charging higher fees than the loan shark down in the corner. And I wasn't going to do it. I mean, $100 NFT and it's a $50 or $60 fee. The loan sharks would be embarrassed by that. So I started looking into other ones, and I found Cardano, and it was a great community. So I really got my start in Cardano NFTs big time.
Okay, so yeah, mine's pretty similar. I got started with ETH NFTs, and it was just like, okay, for a $25 NFT, I got to pay a $75 gas fee. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. So then I started going over to different chains like AVAX, Cardano, like you, and just different other chains with smaller gas fees. Yeah. So when you got into the NFT space in the NFT world, what were some of the projects early on last cycle that you gravitated towards?
So I was following a YouTuber. His name escapes me. Oh, Benson, I think it was. And he started working with Cardano Crocs Club. And I really liked what they were doing with that. I think that may have been my first Cardano NFT. But early on, I just started seeing these NFTs. You buy them for 50, and then 7 days later, they're worth 350. And so once I realized that I rode Cardano back down, my goal was then before the next bull market was to increase my bag of Cardano. And so I started just looking at all these other ones, Clay Nation, Dirt Birds, Boss Cat Rocket Club, the Ape Society, and there was a lot more. And I started investing my ADA into these, because my theory was this. I was not going to sell. Now that it went down 90%, I wasn't going to lose my money. It was money I could not afford to lose. I made that mistake. So I decided over this once I started educating myself and realizing, oh, there's cycles. I didn't know there was a cycles. The Diamond Boys and they told me that it's just going to be a super cycle and this is going to go on forever. Once I realized there was a cycle, I thought I am going to focus on my NFTs during this. I didn't have a lot of fiat during that time to be investing in new coins and buying all these coins when they were low. I had to take advantage of this. So, you invest, just use basic math, $100 in an NFT and it goes up to $300 or $400. That's awesome, because now if you hold on to those and they increase in value and then the next bull cycle comes, well, look, you spend $100 on ADA and it goes to $6. Cool. You have $600. You spend $100 on ADA, your NFT now goes to 350 ADA and it goes to $6. Now we're at some substantial money. So my goal was to take my bag of ADA and like 3 to 5x it before the next bull cycle so that I could have a really nice bag of ADA, some life-changing money.
Right. Yeah. True. Yeah. So my story is I was just buying NFTs. I kind of missed that initial wave. Like I think it was like the beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
I think people started accumulating, or they might have got like free airdrops of Bored Ape Yacht Club. It was like $100 or something like that. And then once the masses started catching on, really once the celebrities and the athletes and everybody started talking about it, that's when it started really going up. And then that's when projects start popping up, out of nowhere, and everybody's running to a frenzy to buy a piece of crap on a piece of paper. You know what I mean? In the picture. So this cycle, history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. So this cycle, what are you expecting, or what do you expect to be the catalyst for NFTs to pop off like they did?
So obviously we started the bull run earlier than the majority thought, and people are already making good money. I think they come back into NFTs when they have extra, so when their altcoins are running and hitting, and let's say Cardano gets back to $2 or $3, all of a sudden people are going to go, oh, my wife's not going to divorce me now. I'm going to be able to show something. And then they're going to go back to Cardano or to NFTs. NFTs are like, there's just a whole different level of purposes to them. The primary thing is they're basically a digital trading card. That's how they start off.
Right.
We love our digital trading. We love our old trading cards. We loved our old baseball cards, our comic books. We love those kind of things. And people love NFTs like that. So they're sentimental about it. Those folks are still around and they're going to come in even harder. When they start seeing that, okay, we can't get into Bored Ape, it's beyond our reasonable limits to do it. But there's this NFT called the Ape Society on Cardano. Last time they got close to 20,000 ADA. They're down 3,000 ADA right now. You can pick one up. That's $1,500. And if they go back to 20,000 ADA and ADA goes up to $5, I made my $100,000 NFT.
Right.
I think when people start realizing that there's some bargains on NFTs and they can get back into it, then they'll discover, oh, there's utility. Oh, that's cool. You can stake them. You can play games with them. There's incredible communities that are just really tight, and it's a lot of fun. So I think we need to see a little more running of the altcoins and some folks taking some profits, or they can trade some altcoins now. Their Cardano bag is, or their AVAX bag, or even XRP has a good NFT market on it. So I think we need to see that happen first.
Yeah. So I got a question for you. I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Are you familiar with real world assets?
Yeah.
Like that sector. So do you see, because I was looking at it, I was doing a lot more research because I've been doing a lot in the gaming AI DePIN sector as of, lately. Then I said, okay, I see a lot of people talking about real world assets. And then I thought about it. I'm like, a lot of these things kind of sound like NFTs, but they're just backed by a physical product or something physical. What's your take on that? Is there some type of correlation to that, or is that some just a new buzzword?
No, it's I'd say in another 2 years, mainstream will be they'll know what an NFT is, a non-fungible token. They'll understand the definition of it because of real world assets. So for instance, We all have our goals of what we're going to do after this bull run when we take our profits. Mine is to start another public storage business focusing on the RVs and boats and stuff like that. At any rate, I've already been in contact with a company that can tokenize that. Wow. So I can put together a package and say, okay, I'm going to spend $1 million or $1 million on land. I'm going to spend $3 million on building the facility. And it should, generate $2 million a year. They'll put a value on that of say $10 million, and they will sell up to $10 million of crypto tokens, and investors can buy that. And I have my money to build my business. And then those tokens can now be traded and sold on exchanges, simply swapped for very cheap fees. And you don't need, a broker to manage that for you. So those are basic. And this company has already done hundreds of millions of dollars in deals and put together for people and started things. If you've ever bought a home or sold a home, which I've probably bought or sold about 20 or 30 properties in the last 5 or 7 years. And you cut down a tree and use all that paper for one closing at a home. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The stack of paper is like this on both sides, and there's got to be 10 copies. So the lawyers and the title companies, if you put that tree on that home on the blockchain, it now becomes an NFT. And literally, whatever that asset is, a car dealer is the same way. You have all these forms to fill out. You digitize that. And now you can literally take that NFT, put it on an exchange, and trade it. I can buy a house then on an exchange, and it's on the blockchain. All the documentation is there. It can't be lied about. It can't be faked. It can't be forged. We know what the blockchain does. So I think all of a sudden everybody is going to see that we can put every physical asset on the blockchain, convert it into an NFT or a token, which NFTs are much simpler than tokens. Tokens, you have to deal with the SEC. So like that company I was talking about that will put that deal together, they're raising investors. They're going to be SEC approved and backed. Boy, if we could simplify this and put it on an NFT, you and I can trade houses on an exchange. So I think the NFT, and here's the thing, when this happens, now we're talking about hundreds of trillions of dollars in assets, right? Whatever the real world is. They're going to be going through some network on the blockchain. Will they be going through AVAX? Will they be going through Cardano? Cardano will. They have smart contracts. They'll pick up a big. Will they be on the XRP ledger? Will they be Ethereum? Whew, what that's going to do for the use case for those cryptocurrencies, people are going to go, oh, cryptocurrency isn't magical internet money. Cryptocurrency is real. It's transactions and it's real use case. So yeah, NFTs. 2 years from now, maybe 3, everyone's going to be talking about, and they're going to understand what they mean.
Yeah. So that's the one big thing that, me and you and people in the space in our echo chamber, we know, the differences and the intricacies for the most part. You ask somebody just out on the street what an NFT is, they're going to say, you mean like a picture of a monkey? Or
a monkey picture.
A monkey. And it's just like, sometimes I because you can't just explain it in one setting, what I mean? And they can't conceptualize the concept of putting these type of things on the blockchain. They just can't. It's just something that, I couldn't really think about it, at the beginning, but then once you immerse yourself in it, it just becomes like normal. You know what I mean?
The technology is just going to take over the world. It just makes absolute sense. There's going to be negatives to it. Yes, governments are going to be able to control the digital currency. There's going to be negative aspects to it. There's a lot of fraud. That is correct, because we fall for it. We click on it. We get greedy. So there's going to be a lot of growing pains with this. But once it takes off, I think it's just going to be seamless and incredible.
Yeah. So one way that I think NFTs, because there's so many ways that NFTs can garner mass adoption. We have gaming. We haven't even talked about gaming NFTs, which people are basically kind of already doing. You know what I mean? When it comes to these skins, when it comes to
they are, except they don't get rewarded for it.
They don't get rewarded. It's not on the blockchain, and just a few factors that can be altered. And then it can just be a real NFT on a real blockchain. Yeah. Another thing that I really correlate the NFT technology with is how AI came about. AI has been around since like maybe like the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. It's just been slowly, gradually taking effect,
Right.
But then the last 2 years, it just was boom. These
Yeah.
breakthroughs have just been massive. These
Yeah.
breakthroughs have just been life changing, world changing. I think NFTs are going to have that moment where the technology just starts to improve. Everybody's getting smarter. AI is coming in where you can do things quicker. So I just think all of it is going to come together. I feel like right now, Steve, I think, man, like I was talking to I was on another channel yesterday and I was saying it just seems like right now we are in a perfect storm of different things. Like the economy, like I don't really want to focus on the economy too much, but that's still something lingering in my head. But what I want to say is that when the government does what they have to inevitably do, that's just going to pump everything up even more. So we haven't even touched that yet. We haven't even touched like money printing and all that. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole today because I'll start ranting on that. But that's just another catalyst on top of what we're already going through and what's already to come.
Yeah.
So
I talk about the super cycle potentially, and I think we're going to see it this time because of the ETFs. I worry about this government invading another government and starting a war. I worry about them crashing the stock market for a while because they like to do that because then when they crash it, we can't buy in, but everyone, the big boys can.
Exactly.
But I think this time, because of the ETFs, there's big enough players who will say, no, please don't invade this country for financial reasons. I mean, we have too much at stake. So I'm hopeful, but it's always in the back of my mind that, the government may step in and these guys with Wall Street and do something, negative. But in the meantime, that I think Rob at D News, he's the one who really taught me this is take profits along the way. So I'm not going to take a lot of profits along the way. I'm going to take like what you've talked about, 20% here and there, so that if they do crash it and it does, go down and we lose our bull market, then we'll still be okay.
And like you said, with the big players in, they're sort of creating like a floor. You know what I mean? They don't want these assets to go down tremendously like they have in the past. They have a reputation.
They don't want to lose their investors.
They don't want to lose their investors. Exactly. Simple as that. So I think we're creating some type of floor. I still think it's going to be volatility. Like yesterday, we went up like 6,000, went down like 5,000. Like these are, it's crypto. We're kind of used to it. Coinbase went down. I checked my Coinbase yesterday. I had like 96 cents on there. I just closed it like, okay, this is officially the bull market if Coinbase is going down. You know what I mean? So
and that's another thing that mainstream is going to have to learn. Like we've always talked about, stock market goes down 10%, people are jumping out of windows. Crypto goes down 50%. That's just Tuesday. So
it's just just another Tuesday. Tuesday. So another sector that I think NFTs will really make a big push in is music. So Wendy O, a good friend of the channel, she was talking about, she talks about Gala music a lot. I know they have something Gala, they have Audius, and it's going to be a lot of different companies popping up throughout the bull market. Because, once the bull market starts, once they see this company doing good, this company doing good, these, people are going to start jumping on the train. I think music, because I come from a music background. Before all this, I was a music producer. I had a whole record label. I had all type of stuff going on. So that's kind of near and dear to me when it comes to NFTs and when it comes to like these big companies or these big corporations who own these artists. It's basically eliminating the middleman. That's all crypto is really, blockchain is kind of really doing, is eliminating the need for a third party. I'm not sure how privy you are to the music industry and music NFTs, but I know you can formulate some type of thing where music is going to benefit from NFTs as well.
Yeah, so I have a bag of Gala coin, full disclosure. I've had confidence in them for a couple of years. They've gone through some tumultuous times, some shakeups and some lawsuits within. And yet they've just been building like they are hustling, man. It's been incredible. And so, I actually follow a couple of the Gala musicians who are releasing songs, and I can spend a little bit of my Gala and support that local artist, and it goes to them, and just that tiny little percentage goes to Gala, right? So it's incredible when you think about it that these guys will be getting the revenue. In fact, I've often said on crypto Twitter, when people talk about Gala, I'm like, Gala's going to pay off my house. I already
Yeah.
know that. And then they built a layer one that is going to allow other people to build on, and then they have building tools for it, and then they're doing movies and gala
Yeah.
entertainment and TV
Yep.
shows or whatever they're doing.
Yep. They're doing a
Snoop
lot.
Dogg's in.
You know what? When they first came out with that node, I think it was like a year over a year ago. I should have jumped on it because I've seen a lot of people, not a lot, but I've seen some people talking about it, and I've seen a bunch of people talking about these nodes and Gala, forming this movie division.
Yeah.
And I was on it, but then I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on TA and focus on doing this other stuff. And
Yeah,
now
I had a choice
to go ahead.
I had a choice to make too at the time. I think I had just about enough Gala to buy a node. Oh man, I messed up, and I had about 75,000 Gala, and I sent them to a wallet, and I used the wallet address for what's the digital collectible one? OMI, the OMI token.
Yeah, OMI. Yep.
I accidentally sent it to an OMI address, and I lost 75,000 Gala. And I know someday, boy, that is just going to make me sick. But at the time, I think I had enough to buy a node, and I thought, boy, do I want to do a node? I was in the middle of remodeling a new home, going to be moving, and I thought, no, I'm just going to sit on the Gala and let it do its thing. I was in the same boat.
Yeah. So NFTs, man. We're gonna circle back to NFTs. Let's talk about the overall market for a bit. Where do you think we're going? Like, if you have maybe not a price prediction, but I see a lot of people saying like you're saying super cycle. What is your definition of a super cycle, and where do you see crypto going, specifically Bitcoin? Because we know Bitcoin is just going to move everything up. So where do you think we're going on a semi-price prediction? Everybody loves these price predictions.
Yeah. So, and I could make it because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm an electrician. Right, yeah. I'm an electrician. So if you listen to me, hey, you got an electrician from Chicago. Listen to that guy. He knows what he's talking about, right? So I think everybody was talking about, okay, this is what's going to happen. Bitcoin's going to go flat until the halving. Then it's going to slowly move, but it's not going to do much. Most predicted Bitcoin all-time high between October and November. The layer one alts will follow after that for about a month, and then the microcap alts will just rocket after that for a month. So we're looking at spring of 2024. One guy, I think it was, that I was listening to, Alex Becker, huge gaming guy that most people know. He said, this was before. He said, this is not a buy the rumor, sell the news event, this ETF. He said, this is not, don't sell your Bitcoin when the ETF comes out and the price spikes a little bit. He said, because this is just going to go crazy. And then he said, hang on, because then your gaming stocks or your gaming cryptos tokens are going to go crazy. Some guys even said we may not see all-time high this next bull cycle. Ben from Into the Crypto Diverse, I believe he said that one time. Blockchain Backer said that, I think, one time, that we're not guaranteeing an all-time high. Now, I don't think anybody's thinking that. We'll probably see all-time high before the halving, which is just mind-numbing.
What's today? Today's Thursday. We might see it before we might see it before Sunday. The way these markets are moving, it's crazy.
10% in one day, 15% in one day would be not shocking to anybody. So I do think we're looking at 150K Bitcoin. I really do. Yes. And I think those who held on to that Bitcoin, and especially if they got in at 17 or 20K and they were able to pick some Bitcoin up, which I didn't. I had no fiat. Then they're going to be jumping on these other coins. They're going to take their Bitcoin profits and they're going to go, okay, I want to 10x with my ADA or my AVAX here, and they're going to 10x that in a month or 5x that in a month, and they're going to take their profits out of that, and then they're going to go, oh, Illuvium or Super on these gaming tokens could still do a 10x, and they're going to want a 10x again. And so that's how I see the super cycle, barring World War III or a stock market meltdown or something along those lines. 150,000 Bitcoin now, that's not moon boy talk. No. That's just like, it's heading that direction.
Yeah. The same thing I said. I said anywhere between, when we were about, I want to say once we had crossed that 32 and we went up to like 38, and it was just we were starting to like, okay. Then we got up to 40. We kind of stalled out, went back down to 38 again. Then after that, we just started blasting off. And then the last couple weeks, I really never get FOMO anymore, because I've been in the crypto market for a minute. You kind of just, if it goes up, you're happy. If it goes down, you're still the same. But recently, I've been getting a little bit more FOMO because I'm looking at the numbers. I think I
Yeah.
seen I can't remember who it was on CNBC yesterday. He was explaining, or Fox News, he was explaining to Charles Payne about the halving coming up and how many Bitcoin are produced per day. I think it was like 900 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then how many Bitcoins are being bought up. And then that has to get slashed in half in like a month. And now it's too few goods, or too many people chasing too few goods. It's just something like that, typical supply and demand. So I'm, 100,000 by the summer is like is definitely on the table.
It's on the table.
If we get that, I don't know how far we can go.
I think Rob posted a tweet maybe today where he said something about at this rate. So like the last few days, these ETFs have been buying 8 billion, between the 5-8 a day. And so at that rate, in a month and a half or something, we'll be out of Bitcoin. And you guys could check the numbers, but we'll be out of Bitcoin. It'll be off the exchanges. The exchanges will be empty. And they're going to be wanting to restock their Bitcoin. So it's scary. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because this is a question I've asked a lot of people who went through the bear market, even the ones who, not on Twitter, not on, Facebook, YouTube and whatnot. I asked them, I say, because this is what happened with me. My family, some of my family and friends, they thought I was nuts for dedicating my life to something that they thought was going to zero. They thought it was going to scam. They just thought all of this stuff. Now I'm getting a lot of more likes. I'm getting a lot. Hey, how you doing, man? What's going on? How's your Bitcoin? Knowing they know how it's going. You know what I mean?
You know how it's going.
You know exactly how it's going. So was that like similar for you in the bear market, or when crypto was so to say bankrupt? Somebody told me Bitcoin was bankrupt when FTX was going through their thing. They said, "Oh, I heard Bitcoin went bankrupt," and I just didn't even respond. So did you have any type of any similar things going on throughout the bear market, and how did you keep your conviction throughout the bear market?
Right. So I kept my conviction by educating myself better. YouTubers and influencers like to say DYOR, do your own research. It's a good disclaimer to protect them from lawsuits. But in modern ages, our research is, for most of us, Google and YouTube, right? Exactly. If I want to learn how to do something new, I YouTube it or I Google it. So I had to educate myself better. Like I said, I started listening to guys that after everything crashed, they said, we told you this back on this day. And I go, oh, they did say that. Right. So I found those guys. Rob was one of them who was just level headed, easy.
Oh, yeah.
And Ben and BC Backer and those guys. So I educated myself. So I got like my mom to invest and my son and a few other people, but it was small amounts. Yeah. It was small amounts at the time. Just invest what if you can lose. And so they weren't overly concerned about it. They'd ask me, hey, what do you think? And I'd say, well, look, we didn't know the cycle. If we would have sold our Cardano at $3, we would have made a 2 to 3. We would have made a 3x, right? But we didn't know, and I listened to the laser eyes. So they all did fine. They all did fine because I never got anybody to go over the top on investing. Right. I believe in throwing lures. I throw lures, and I let people know about crypto. I want everyone to succeed like you, like everybody else. We want them to make money. So I just throw little lures over the last 3 years. And if they want to bite and have a conversation, then we have a conversation. I just don't push it on. I don't push it on people.
Same. Yeah. Same. Yeah. Like I call myself like I'm all in with crypto. I'm all in with everything going on, but
yeah,
I'm not really like a crypto evangelist, so to say, where I'm coming knocking on your door. Like I have some good news for you. You know what I mean? I'm not really doing anything like that. If somebody comes to me, I'm pretty much an open book.
Yeah.
But and I try not to be a moon boy. Even if I would have made, or if I make more moon boy posts or moon boy videos, I'll probably garner more attention. But I want to have my channel garner. I want to have my channel level headed. I want to have it just organically grow and just do good by people and not trying to shield these coins or shield these different things. And
I watched the video.
Keep it honorable. I want
to keep it honorable. I watched the video the other day and I thought it was going to be a good video, and it said something like these coins could 100 to 1000x and on its title, and the video never even talked about it. Mm-hmm. Never even said this coin could 1000x, this coin could 100x. So it was like, that was it. I didn't subscribe. I was turned off by the guy. You're going to have people that are following you because you're straight, like Rob. I mean, he's a great example, just level-headed, honest, and says, oh, by the way, I hold these coins because I believe in them. And when that price goes up, if you're buying at that time, I'm dumping on you. You're buying my coins. You can't be any more honest than that.
You cannot. No. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a wild ride that we're in for. Like we said at the beginning, we think we both share the same sentiment about NFTs.
Yeah.
NFTs making a comeback.
Yeah.
There's going to be, once the craze does start to come back, there are going to be new projects. It's going to be it's the same thing all over again, in my opinion. In my opinion, we're not even at that euphoria stage yet. It's just really the big institutions. It's probably, I've seen like some countries might have bought Bitcoin, and it's us.
Yeah.
Like the retail. I mean, even though we are retail, but we're like inner retail, you know what I mean? Like
we're a little more knowledgeable now, retail.
Yeah. So a lot of like our family, friends, the strangers on the street, they don't give two about Bitcoin right now. No. I told my friend about Bitcoin, like, Bitcoin at 60,000 right now. He was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, okay. You see Beyonce new cowboy hat? Like that's what they still talking about. Like they don't even care. Now once the masses, like once the mainstream media, I think once we get up to about 70, 80K, the mainstream media starts pushing this 100K narrative, and then the big influencers, the big outside of crypto, like athletes and all these other people start coming into it. That's when everybody else will start coming to it, and that's when I'll start getting a little weary about it. Well, not weary, just a little bit more cautious. But I remember the craze lasted for a long time. Like it wasn't just like a couple weeks; it was like months.
Yeah, it was.
Just every channel. Jimmy Fallon talking about crypto. Turn this on. Kim Kardashian is talking about Bored Ape. Eminem's buying Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like it's just the craze. Everything.
In all honesty, I'm not sure how many of those guys bought Bored Apes. I think Yuga Labs was very intelligent. I think they sent a lot of those folks a Bored Ape, and that was brilliant promoting. I'm hats off to them. I'd like to do something, FD. I'm going to share this video with a lot of folks in the Cardano community that I'm connected with. So I'm going to mention some Cardano NFTs that I believe in that are strong. These are NFTs that were building this entire time. These guys were hustling. They were on Discord. They were building communities. And then maybe we can ask the viewers to comment below what they think about these particular, and Cardano is the ones I know. I hold a few in all of them, but that's the ones I know. So I'm not taking sides. I think they all have great AVAX, all of them. Ethereum have great communities. I'm going to mention, so like we have, I would say top 5, if someone's going to look into NFTs and they like ADA, all right. I would say top 5 in CNFTs, Cardano NFTs, the Ape Society, Clay Nation number 2, Boss Cat number 3, Cardano Crocs Club number 4, Dirt Birds maybe 5, and then there's other ones. There's Dead Rabbit, Yummy Universe, The Mallet Order. I'm going to ask your viewers if they would comment down below and tell us ones we're missing that they think. Don't flood it with it, but maybe just 1 or 2 that you think are ones people should be looking at if they want to get into NFTs so they can do their research on it. What do you think of my top 5? Is the Ape Society number 1? I personally do. I personally see the Ape Society going to minimum 20,000 Cardano or ADA, maybe 50,000. And like I said, when that price gets to $5 or $6, which is $5 or $6 is just a reasonable price that I think most people agree that ADA can go to. So maybe the viewers can comment down below and share some of their knowledge and share some information that they have for those who are newer to the NFT market.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, like he said, man, comment below what you think of his list. Is there something that you think he missed, or did you want to rearrange that list? Just comment below, and let's talk about it, man. Let's start the thread and let's talk about it. So Steve, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man.
Honored to be here, brother.
It's been a long time coming. You're very knowledgeable. Even like we never really spoke in person. We just texted, or we spoke on Twitter, and I could just see the knowledge spewing from the phone. So I said, I got to get him on my channel.
I think you and I are just on the same line of thought. I think we're just very equal on that.
Yeah. So is there any last words or any thing that you want to say to the viewers before we get out of here?
So do research, obviously. Find reputable ones. Don't fall for the thumbnails. Find guys that are going to be honest and legit. If you see a bunch of negative comments about their comments, because people are saying, "Oh no, you're a doomsdayer," then that might be the right person to listen to because they want to be real with you. Don't wait too long. This electrician from Chicago is telling you, don't wait too long. Look into gaming. Look into AI. And but then don't forget to invest in some of the solid layer ones and layer twos, and you'll do fine. You're not going to lose if you take profits along the way.
Definitely. That's one of my big things on my channel is taking profits along the way, because like we both did, we rolled it up, then rolled it down, then we had to sit there in our basements looking crazy for the next 2 years. Yep. And now we're starting to feel a little bit better. And we know better for next time. So,
well, you and I are similar to what I was talking about, these NFT companies or these builders. See who was building and learning through the hard times, and if they're still around, you probably have a pretty good shot with them.
Yeah, like I said, man, Steve, thank you for coming on, man. We got to do this again once the market starts to pick up. Once NFTs start to pick up, I want to get you back on so we can be like, hey, you see my top 5 list? I told you so. I'm not really I told you so guy, but I've been sending little subtle things on like Instagram and Facebook, like, hey guys, remember, so we'll have you back on to get a nice update.
Sounds good, man. I look forward to it. And I look forward to about 2 more bull runs when I get to see you on CNBC and I get to tell my grandkids, hey, I knew him before he was famous.
Hey, God willing, man.
God willing.
Thank you very much. So yeah, this is FD White, aka Crypto Funds. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Steve, for coming on, and I will see you in the next video. Peace and love.